Hello, welcome back to 1954 Milwaukee Braves baseball. We have a good one today as the Braves are in New York at the Polo Grounds to play the New York Giants at the beginning of the series. So far, the Braves are 36-28. They're a half a game behind the Chicago Cubs. They took 3 of 4 in Pittsburgh, swept in Brooklyn, so they're having a very good road trip. So they will make the first stop here in New York. The pitching matchup will be Don Little going against Lou Burdette, so we have a good pitching matchup as well. Don Little was traded to the Giants from the Braves at the end on the offseason. We got Bobby Thompson, who broke his ankle. And they also got Johnny Antonelli, who ended up winning 20 games. So the Giants got the best of that trade by a long shot. So the former Brave will be facing his former teammates. So let's go to the game.
Replay Radio is live from New York.
So beautiful Polo Grounds, one of the great ballparks of history. So let's go. I'm doing this replay. I go back and forth between replay baseball and payoff pitch. This game, I'll be using replay, cards and dice, along with the computer. So I'll go to the desktop here, and we'll get this game started. So here's our desktop. Again, with payoff pitch, you roll the red, white, and blue die, and then you get the first result from the batter, then the second one from the pitcher, add the numbers together, and then you consult this handy trifold chart, and you've got 5 different columns and so you get the result from the different columns, and the different columns represent different things generally. Like 5 is where you find your walks. 6 is fly balls and home runs. 4 is the infield defense. So you got ground balls. 3 is your hits and extra base hits. 1 and 2 are where you find most of your strikeouts. So again, it's not an exact science, but those are the generalities, which is kind of cool because you can look at your card and kind of get a good idea of, how they do. So like looking at Don Little's card, 3 is average, 1 is best, 5 is worst. So you can see at least on the 6th column, he's got a lot of 1s there, which means he doesn't give up a lot of home runs. His 1 column is 3, so he has average strikeouts, so that kind of thing. His 3 column is very good. A lot of 1s, 2 2s on the 4 and 5 row, so he doesn't give up a lot of extra hits, so that kind of thing. So anyway, so far the Giants against the Giants, we are 3-5 this year. We're 1-1 here at the Polo Grounds. They were in town about a week or so ago and took 3 of 4 from us, so we are looking for our revenge. So let's get this game started. So leading off for the Milwaukee Braves will be Bill Bruton, speedy center fielder. He is off to a very good start. I guess we're in the middle of June, so we're not starting anymore. We're in the middle here. So he's having a good season at .315. He's leading the National League with 20 stolen bases. So here we go. So that's a 5-3-4. So that's going to be a total of 10 in the 5 column, and he's going to lead off with a walk. 5-3-4. So enter that. So that will be a walk for Bill Bruton. I'm doing the automated steals. So let's see. He got a C. So that's going to be his steal rating. A is the best. So he's going to try to steal. This one, if you have an asterisk, you either steal it or hold. This one, he steals it or gets caught. So anyway, let me write his walk in the book. So Bill Bruton going for stolen base number 21. So we will try the steal, and then you check your action chart C. So that's here, and so that's where they're rated. So you can see there we got a roll 2 D12s, and that'll tell us what happens. So he rolled a 25, which is a 7. That's a stolen base, plus a possible error. I rolled a 6. Oh, okay, you rolled the error. Wrong game. Wes Westrum's error rating is a 34, so anything above that will be thrown into center field, and he 35s it, and into center field it goes. So Bill Bruton making things happen here in the beginning of the game. So that is a stolen base plus an E2. So I will check. That's Bruton's. That was his 21st. Yep, and that was Westrum's 5th error. So Bruton gets stolen base number 21 to continue to lead, and Westrum gets error number 5. So good start. Bill Bruton making things happen. Don Little will focus his attention now on Johnny Logan, who is 298, 6 home runs, 34 RBIs. He's having a good year, too. Looks like the Giants are going to play back, conceding the run. And I throw the dice in the floor. So that is a 5, 4, 6. So 5, 4, that's a 45. That's a 50 in the 5 column. That's going to be an act. You check our action chart M again. That's for like wild pitches and things like that. So we will re-roll that. So I'll let the computer do that. I showed you the first one there, so it's just the M instead of the C column this time. So we got a 1-5, so that one is blank, so there is no wild pitch. So we will re-roll. The Giants still playing back. And here's Johnny Logan. That's a 4, 6. Now that's a defensive check, and the 6 will be the second baseman. Davey Williams is a 2, so we got a 4. 4 with the infield back is going to be a ground out, but that will score the run. So ground out to Davey Williams, and Bruton scores easily, and the Braves are on the board. That'll be RBI number 34 for Johnny Logan. And that will bring Eddie Matthews to the plate with nobody on and 1 out. He has been in a bit of a slump, but as of late, he's been doing a bit better. So we got lefty versus lefty. He's hitting 247. He's got 20 home runs, 50 RBIs. That's a 4-1, so another defensive check on the second baseman, who's a 2. 13, that's going to be an error check, and Williams has a 53, so 66 is the best. So pretty good chance he will field this one cleanly. So we will roll against his 53. And he gets a 1-6-4, and so he indeed will field it cleanly, and there are 2 away. So good defense there by Davey Williams. And with 2 out and nobody on, Joe Adcock. He's having a fantastic year. He's leading the club with 56 RBIs. He's got 12 homers. We had a doubleheader in Pittsburgh. Today's Tuesday in the replay, and on Sunday we had a doubleheader, and in the second game of the doubleheader, he hit his 12th home run, so he's just having a very good year. So he's facing the lefty a little. That's a 5-5-1. That's going to be a 9, and he's going to draw a walk. So 2 out runner for the Milwaukee Braves. And that'll bring up Andy Pafko, who also is hitting a little better as of late. He's up to 226. So he's looking for a 2-out clutch hit. That's a 5-3. Well, we're killing his 5 column. That's not his best column. So 5-3-6, and that's an 11. That's going to be a hit by pitch. So he's going to get plunked. 5-3-6. And that will put runners on first and second. For Hank Aaron. Hank had a 3-run home run in yesterday's game as well. He's hitting 269. This, of course, being his rookie season. 7 home runs, 32 RBIs. So here's Don Little. And Hank Aaron. Oh, that's a good one for Hank. That's a 1. That's going to be a 59 in the 6th column. And that's going to be a single to left field. With 2 outs. That should get Adcock home from second. Single to left. We're going to do no. So I guess he hit it very hard. So that will load the bases for Del Crandall. Still 2 out. So Del Crandall's hitting .223. He does have 12 dongs and 29 RBIs. So big at bat here early in the game. Oh, he got a good one. And that's a lefty. He's got more power versus a lefty. So that's going to be a 12. So that is a slight chance of a home run. He does have a raised number. So even if Crandall gets it, there will be another check. Because Little didn't give up many home runs, as we have said earlier. 6-4-2. And so we roll 1 through 6, and if it's anything but a 1, it will be a home run. And he gets a 4. And then Little's raised number is 1, so if it's anything above a 1, it's out of here. And it's a 4, so how about that? Grand slam home run for our man Del Crandall. So he starts out with a bang. So the Braves have 5 runs only on 2 hits. So they are making economic use of their hits. That's Crandall's 13th home run of the year. And the Braves are up 5-0. 1, 2, 3, 4. Big home run there. So Danny O'Connell, former Pirate, is hitting .317. So Little is off to a pretty bad start against his former teammates. That should be a strikeout, 1-6-6. And that will end the inning. But not before the Braves get 5 on just the 2 base hits. There was 1 error, and they left nobody on. So we go to the bottom of the 1st. The Giants in trouble before they pick up a bat. So Lou Burdette has been spotted to a pretty good lead here to begin the game. So we'll see if he can hold it. He is 4-4 with a 2.68 ERA. He's pitched very well, but been kind of a tough luck pitcher this year as far as the wins and losses go. So Whitey Lockman is hitting .239, 6 homers and 27 RBIs. And I can't find the tower. So that's a 2-4-1. So his 2 column is not very good, but that's a 20 on the 2 column, and looks like that will be a fly out to Pafko. 2-4-1. And Pafko puts it away for out number 1. Al Dark, former Brave, Boston Brave. He didn't make it to Milwaukee in '53. He had been traded by then. So he has been a mainstay at shortstop at Polo Grounds for a while now. So here is the pitch from Burdette. And that's a 6-3-6. That'll be a 35. And that's going to be a short fly to left field. And Hank Aaron will come in and put it away. So quickly 2 outs. Hank Thompson, slugging third baseman, is underperforming a bit this year. He's just hitting .227. He hit .263 in real life. He does have 6 homers, 25 RBIs, so 2 outs, nobody on. 2-5-6, and that will be a 20 on the 2 column again, and that's another fly ball out to Pafko, and that will end the inning. So Lou Burdette mows them down in order, and after 1, it's 5-0 Milwaukee. So Don Little will come back out to see if he can have a better second inning than his first. He will start with the pitcher. Replay Baseball Doesn't come with every player, the printed sets, but you do get them in a PDF plus pitcher hitting cards. So I have got the most of the pitcher hitting cards. I have the game set that if there's under 30 at-bats that we use the generic. But Burdette had 79 at-bats, so he has his own card, which I kind of like. So anyway, here is Don Little, seeing if he can get this first out of the inning, and that will be a strikeout. So 1, 4, 5, and Burdette goes down swinging. So Little struck out his last 2 batters. And he will start with the top of the Milwaukee order with Bill Bruton, who got things started with a walk, stolen base, made it to third on Westram's throwing error. So Bill Bruton, seeing if he can get something going again. That's a 3-2-2, and that's going to be a ballpark check. And so I will let the computer figure that out for us. So there's usually a roll with that. So looks like we need a 63 for a hit, and we get a 65. So the roll goes with us that time, and that's a line drive single for Bill Bruton. And looks like Little will get the early hook base runner, which means he's in trouble, I think, is what that means. It's got a pretty complex pitcher fatigue, which it's really cool, but it's a little complex. So I almost never replay cards and dice without the computer. So again, that's the advantage to having the computer. It can do all that heavy lifting math for me. So it doesn't look like Bruton got an automated steal this time, so he will hang out at first. Johnny Logan, who grounded out and got an RBI on his effort, will face Little now. And that's a 6-2, and that's going to be more trouble for Little. The Braves are hitting the good columns, the good rows, rather. That's going to be an 8, and that's going to be a single to left. And so he's temporary, because of the early hook check, he is on his temporary B grade. So if he doesn't get his act together in a hurry, he will be fatigued from here forth. So it's not getting any easier. He has to face Matthews with his B rating. So Matthews grounded out his first at bat. So we've got 1 out, runners on first and second for the left-handed hitting third baseman. And that's a 1-5-5. And that's going to be an 8 on the 1 column. And that's going to be a pop out to third. So good job by Little there. I think he should get his grades back for that one. No, not yet. Again, I don't know that rule real well. So, but a big out there. So 2 away. And he has to face Joe Adcock, who walked and scored his first at bat. So 2 out, 2 on. And here's the pitch from Don Little. That's a 3-2, so that's a ballpark check. So we'll let the computer do the heavy lifting there. So we got anything over a 43 is going to be a hit. And that's a 16. So it'll be a fly ball out to left field. And Monty Irving will put it back. Don Little will get his A grades back. And he did a good job there. So no runs. There were 2 hits, no errors, and we left 2 on. So we go to the bottom of the second. The Braves still up by 5. Willie Mays will step to the plate for the New York Giants here in the bottom of the second. He is having a rather phenomenal year, even though the team's not. The team is underperforming substantially. They're 34 and 33 in 6th place, so they won the pennant this year. So underperforming a bit so far, but not Willie. So here's Willie Mays versus Lou Burdette. Here's the pitch. That's a 2-1-3. And again, Lou Burdette's 2 column is not that impressive. So that's a 47 in the 2 column. Looks like that's going to be a ground out to short. The 2 column is where the errors are, and I'm not doing as played. So there are injuries. So, but looks like he dodged the bullet there as far as an injury. Oop, I entered that one wrong. Let's see if it'll let me undo that. Yeah, for some reason the undo's not working, so I'm going to pay attention. He's still out, so we'll take it, but so 1 away for Monty Irving. Monty Irvin, good quality left fielder, is hitting .266. He has 8 home runs and 28 RBIs. He was 35, so he missed a lot of his early career. He was in the Negro League, so it would have been awesome to see what he could have done if he'd got in earlier. So that's a 1-2-1, and that's a 38 on the 1 column, and that should be a ground ball to third. Matthews will field it cleanly and throw him out for the second out of the inning. So Davy Williams, second baseman, is hitting .226, 16 RBIs. So 2 out, nobody on, righty versus righty. And that's a 2-2, and that will be a 15. That's usually a base hit. Yep, that's a single to right. And so Davy Williams with the 2-out hit, and that'll be the first hit today for the Giants. And Don Mueller, he's hitting .332. He hit .342. I'm pretty sure he won the batting title this year. I could be mistaken about that, but I know he was right up there with that .342 average, and that was with 619 at bat. So there's no fluke. He had a good year. So he's hitting .332 with 25 RBIs. So he'll be facing Burdette with 2 out and Williams on first. That's a 3-6. That'll be another, that's a raised number. So that's actually a ballpark / outfielder range check. So we'll let the computer do that once again. I hit the wrong button again. Shoot. I keep entering the wrong dice. I need to pay more attention. So that'll be a single. So probably would have been a single anyway, but that's frustrating me. All right, so first and third for the Giants, and that brings up Wes Westrom. We will obviously stay back with 2 outs. Wes Westrom is hitting .206, 5 homers, 12 RBIs. That's a 3-1-6. That's an 8 on the 3 column, and that's going to be a single to center field. And there will be we check the third base coach for the runner. So 3-1-6. So let's see if they'll move Mueller. There's also a third base chart that's here, and so it's based on the outfielder's arm and the run rating, and then you cross-reference it and see what you got there, is whether they take an extra base or get thrown out or whatever. So that's an 8, so he's going to hold. But they do get a run. So Williams scores. Mueller to second. Wes Westrom gets his 13th RBI of the year. And that'll bring Don Little to the plate with 2 outs. We'll see if they let him hit or not. Early in the game, they probably will. We got a 1-2, so that's a strikeout if they let him hit. 1-2-6. Yep, they're going to let him hit, and he will whiff. So that'll end the inning. Had a big 2-out rally there for the Giants to get 1 run on the board. So they got 1 run on 3 hits, no errors. They left on 2, and after 2, it's 5-1. So 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Milwaukee Club here in the top of the 3rd. Andy Pafko will lead things off. He was hit by a pitch and scored in his first effort of the evening. That's a 5-5-5, so that's going to be a 20 on the 5 column. And looks like that's going to be an infield single. And then we check the M column for wild pitches and such. So Pafko with the base hit. Like I said, he's coming out a little bit. He's been in a year-long funk, but so far, last couple games, he's made a little bit of a rebound. So we will check our action chart, M here, and that will be a 26, so that's a possible wild pitch. Little is a 4, rolled a 4, so he will not throw a wild pitch. So Pafko holds it first, and that will bring up Hank Aaron. Hank singled and scored his first at bat. He's got his average up to 272. And that's a 4-5. 4, so that's to the shortstop. Dark is a 3, so that's a 6 with the infield at halfway depth. That should be a double play, but I think with an asterisk on it that they're going to check the pivot of Williams at second base. I believe that's what's going to happen. Yeah, so his pivot is 5, so which that's very good. So anything but a 6 will be a double play. And we get a 4, so it looks like he's going to turn it. 6-4-3. So that will take care of that runner. 6-4-3 double play for Hank Aaron, and there are 2 away. That'll bring up Dale Crandall. He had a grand salami his first at bat. That gives him 13 home runs, 33 RBI, so not a great average, but he's getting some homers. I missed the tower again, like I do quite often. That's a 4-6-2, so that'll be a defensive check on Williams at second, and that's adds up to a 2 and a 2 because he's a 2, so that's a 4. So that will be a easy ground out. And that will do it for the Braves. So they go down in order, even though they got a hit. They leave nobody on, and we go to the bottom of the third. 5-1 Milwaukee. So top of the order for the Giants here in the bottom of the third. And Lou Burdette will face Whitey Lockman, who flew out to Pafko to lead off the New York offense today. And that's a 6-3-1. That'll be a 32, which is a pop out to the third baseman. And Matthews calls for it, puts it away. Out number 1. Al Dark, he flew out in his first at bat to Hank Aaron, rookie left fielder. Here's the pitch, righty on righty. And that's a 3-2, and that'll be another ballpark check, so we'll let the computer do that. So it's a 54 or higher. It needs to be a single. And we get a 25, so that's going to be a fly ball out to right field. Pafko calls for it and squeezes it for out number 2. So 2 away for Hank Thompson. He flew out to right field in his first effort. So here's the pitch, lefty on righty this time. That's a 5. That's going to be an 8, and he's going to draw a base on balls. So he gets a lot of those. So he gets a 2-out walk. That's the first walk issued by Burdette this evening. He will not be trying to steal, so Willie Mays. So you don't want Willie Mays up. You prefer him being up with nobody on. So I think I'd have pitched more to Thompson if it was me. That's a 5-3-5, and that's going to be another walk. So 5-3-5. That's second walk today, 2 in a row for Burdette, and he will see if he can get out of this inning with Monty Irvin. Monty Irvin will step to the plate. He grounded out to Matthews in his first at bat. So big clutch at bat here. Burdette trying to keep this lead where it is. Oh, he got a good one there. 6-3-1. That'll be a 32. And that's going to be a pop out to third. Matthews will call off everyone, and they let him have it for the third out of the inning. So good job by Burdette there after giving back-to-back walks. He's able to get Monty Irvin to get under 1 and pop it up. So 2 runners left on, and after a 3, it's 5-1 Braves. Bottom of the lineup coming up for Milwaukee, starting off with Danny O'Connell, who's possibly the best 8th hitter in the league. He's hitting .316, 21 RBIs, no home runs as of yet, so He's a pretty effective leadoff man down there in the 8th spot. And that's a 2-6-2. That'll be a defensive / ballpark check, outfielder check range. So that's out to Monty Urban, who is a 5. So there's a good chance he's going to make it. So we just need a 65 or 66 to get a hit, and he gets a 63. So it was close, but Monty Urban's defense, there's very few defenders would have got to that one. So great job by Monty Irving to flag that one down. We'll put a star by that one. So out number 1. Great job by the left fielder. So Lou Burdette, he has struck out. He's hitting .065 on the year. He does have 3 RBIs, though. That's a 4-3, and that's going to be an error check on the shortstop. Dark is a 32, so that's about a half and half. 3, 4. So we'll see if he makes an error. So we need over a 32 for it to be an error, and it's a 62. Got a 3 on the blue die. If that's a 6, it's a 2-base error. So it's just a 1-base error. So miscue there by the New York shortstop. And that will put a runner on first with 1 out for Bill Bruton, who has walked and singled. He's up to 318 for the year. So here's the pitch. And that's a 6-4. That's usually a good result, but not on Bruton's card. So that's a 32, and that'll be a pop out to third. So Hank Thompson waves off everyone, and we'll catch it for out number 2. Johnny Logan, slick fielding shortstop, will take his turn at the plate. He has singled and driven in a run. So with 2 outs, Lou Burdette on first. Here is Logan. That's a 5-5-3. That's an 11, and he's going to be hit by a pitch. So that's the second batter that Little has hit. So he is riling his former teammates by keep hitting them with a baseball. But that will put runners on first and second for Eddie Matthews. I'm sure he didn't want to do that, because I couldn't imagine wanting to put on another runner with Eddie Matthews coming to the plate. But yet that is what he has done. So Matthews is grounded out and popped out. Big clutch 2-out situation here for Matthews. So here we go. Oh, that's a 6-2. That could be bad. That's a 12. So that's going to be a 5 and 6 chance of a home run. So anything but a 1 here, and it's out of here. You got a 4, and it's gone. So that's out over the wall, and that probably will do it for Little. So Eddie Matthews with home run number 21. That error proved pretty costly by Al Dark. That's the second multi-run home run of the day for the Braves. So 8, that'll put them up 8-1, and that makes Little fatigued. So a big 3-run shot for Matthews, and that'll bring up Adcock. That's probably going to be it for him, but I'll roll and see, because you have to put it in before they're going to let him hit. So Adcock ended up flying out to right field to end the inning. So we get 3 runs on just the 1-base hit. So we've got 8 runs on 6 hits total. So we're taking advantage of all the opportunities they're giving us today. There was 1 error, nobody left on. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. It is 8-1 Milwaukee. Well, they are hot, man. We took 3. We swept the Dodgers in Brooklyn and took 3 or 4 from the Pirates. So we are on a hot streak. So if somebody will start beating on the Cubs are in Philadelphia starting tonight. So hopefully Philadelphia can beat up on them a little bit, and we should be in first place. So Davey Williams, he singled and scored his first at bat. And that'll be a 2-1-6. And that's going to be a ground out, 1-3. So Williams bounces back to the pitcher. Don Mueller, who singled and got as far as second base in his first at bat. And he gets a 4-3, so that's going to be a defensive check on O'Connell, who is a 1. So we got a umpire call here. So I rolled. Yeah, I didn't. So we got a roll. So if it's a 1 or a 6, he's safe. And we got a 5. So he's gets the call for the umpire, and there are 2 outs. 2 out for Wes Westrom. He has driven in the only giant run today, so he is 1 for 1 with an RBI, and that will be a strikeout. 1-6-5. So Burdette taking care of business. Puts him down in order, and we go to the top of the 5th, 8-1. Milwaukee Braves. So that'll be it for Little. So he didn't do very well at all against his former teammates. And looks like George Spencer is who they have called upon. And I might not have a card for him. He only had 12 innings, and I didn't print up all the extra players. I didn't. So I tell you what, we will, I'll go to the computer screen, and we'll do that for his at-bat. Okay, so we'll go with that, at least for this guy. So, he's pitching anyway, so we'll lead off with Pafko. Pafko has had an infield single and was hit by a pitch. Scored a run. That's a 6-5-6. That should be a fly out. Yep, short fly out to left. Eventually you get to where you do this enough, you get to where you kind of remember some of the results. So that will bring up Hank Aaron, who is singled in a run and hit into a double play. And he gets a 3-1-5. And that's line to right field, so he hit it hard, but right at Don Mueller, and there's 2 away. Del Crandall had a big grand slam and grounded out to Davey Williams. So Spencer trying to keep the Braves within striking distance, if at all possible. He gets a 5-1-4. He has a horrible 5 column, so that's probably going to be a walk, and is. So if he's going to be successful, he's going to need to stay out of that 5 column. So Del Crandall on first with 2 outs for Danny O'Connell. O'Connell is 0 for 2. He was robbed of a hit by Monty Irvin in his last at-bat. Good defense by the giant left fielder, and that's a 6-5. So I believe that will be an out. Yep, pop out to third base. We've had a few of those today, so that's out number 3. So good job by Spencer. No runs, no hits, no errors. Runner left. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Milwaukee still up by 7. All right, so we will go back to our desktop now that we've got a card for this guy. So Lou Burdette back on to face the pitcher's position to lead things off here. I imagine they're going to pinch hit for Spencer, I would imagine, but I will roll the dice and see. 1-4-4. No, they're going to let him hit. I guess that makes sense as far down as they are and as early in the game as it is. So we will put that. So Spencer is going to hit, and I rolled a 1-4-4, so that's probably a strikeout. No, he got enough of it. He just got a hold of it to pop it up, and that's 1 away. All right, Y.D. Lockman is 0 for 2 in his offensive efforts today. Oh, that's going to be trouble. Yeah, that's going to be an 11. So that's going to be a possible home run. So it's probably going to be a single. We got a 1 in 6 chance of it being a homer. Oh, no, they just made it a, yeah. I looked at the wrong column. So If it had been one down, it had been a possible home run. So that is just a single. So Whitey Lightman with his first base hit of the day. 1 out, 1 on. Oh, and I hit the wrong button. And that automatically rolled it for me. I hate it when I do that. So we'll do the third base coach, and that's a 6, and he is going to be out. So Lockman's trying to stretch to third. Billy Bruton throws him out, and then they're going to see if Dark can advance behind him into second. That's a 4, and so he is not. So Lockman getting kind of risky there. So he is thrown out 8-5. I imagine Leo DeRocher's not terribly happy about that with them being that far behind. So Dark singles. And is it still at first? Not able to advance. So 2 outs with a Dark on first. That'll bring up Hank Thompson, who's walked and flied out. That's a 6-3, so that should be an out. And that pops out to O'Connell, and that'll end it. So imagine Lockman's getting an earful. Leo DeRocher never was one to keep his opinion to himself. So they get no runs, 2 base hits, no errors, 1 runner left. And after 5 complete, it is 8-1 Milwaukee. Obviously, when you're doing a replay, you kind of hoping that it'll, I'm rooting for the Giants to start winning some because you want it to, come out pretty close. So anyway, Lou Burdette is up, and we will go back to the computer screen because I don't have his card. So hopefully that's not making anyone dizzy going back and forth like that. So Lou Burdette, he reached on an error and scored and struck out. And that's a 2-2. That's normally a hit, but that's not going to be for Burdette. And he flies out for out number 1. Don Mueller will throw it back into the infield. Bill Bruton, he is 1 for 2 with a walk, stolen base, run scored. And he gets a 5-5-3. Again, not a good column for Spencer. So that's an infield single for Bruton. Let's see, on a 5-5, he doesn't have a steal modifier, so it looks like he will be hanging out there. There is an M action chart, however, that we have to consult, so we will see what that is. Again, that's usually a wild pitch, possible balk. So we got a 41, so that is a wild pitch. And he is a 6. We rolled a 2, so he will not be. So Westrom's able to block it. So Johnny Logan will swing away with 1 out, 1 on. And that's a defensive check on Williams, who is a 2. And we're going to check the pivot man of Dark, who is a 4, to see if it's a double play. And it's a 6, so he's not able to turn it. Good hustle by Bruton. So Bruton's out 4-6 for out number 2. And Logan is on with the fielder's choice. So 2 out runner on first for Eddie Matthews, who had a big 3-run home run in his last at bat. Gives him 21 for the season, 53 RBIs. So even though his average is down a little, he's still being productive. And there might be trouble again. 6-6-3. And that's out of here. So Eddie Matthews gets his second home run of the day. And the Braves are just pummeling the Giants. So Joe Adcock will step to the plate. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. And he gets a defensive check on the second baseman. And Williams comes through with flying colors, and that will end the inning. I see he had 2 RBIs on that. So we got 5 RBIs for Eddie Matthews, so he's having a heck of a day. 2 runs, 2 base hits, no errors, nobody left, and we go to the bottom of the 6th. It is 10-1. So I was expecting a much better game than this with the matchup that we had. So we will go back to our desktop. All right. So Lou Burdette, will begin things with Al Dark. Or actually, Willie Mays. Willie Mays, he's walked and flied out so far today. So rather quiet day for Willie Mays. So let me get back to where I can see the computer screen. There we go. All right, Willie Mays. He gets a 1.66, and I believe that's usually a strikeout. So he indeed is. So strikeout number 1. So Lou Burdette is kicking butt and taking names today. Monty Irvin is 0 for 2. And that's going to be a possible dong. Probably not much of a chance. Yeah, just barely. 46-66. We get a 15, so that's just going to be a single. So first base hit of the day for Monty Irvin. He has a steal opportunity. So this is either he steals it or he holds. So, and he will hold. We go to 13 against Lou Burdette and Del Crandall's combined hold efforts. So Davey Williams, the Braves at double play depth. 5-3, and Lou Burdette's he's got a great 5 column, so 5, 3, 6. But that's about the worst he has, so I'll put 2 on with 1 out. All right, Don Mueller with a chance to try to get the Giants back in this game. Braves at double play depth. And that will be a strikeout. So we've hit that 1.66 a lot. Oh, actually, his is a little different. He ends up popping out. So that's a pop out to third for out number 2. So he makes contact, but just not very much contact. So Wes Westrom is singled in a run. The only run the Giants have today. And struck out. And that's a 3-3-2. That's probably something good. So that's a ballpark check. And looks like he needs a 54. And he gets a 45. So that's going to be a fly ball out to Bruton. Bruton's able to chase it down. And that will do it for the Giants here in the 6th. So I need the right color. Fly out 8, out number 3. So they get no runs, a hit, no errors, 2 runners left on. And Lou Burdette is throwing a gem. So that's a new pitcher for the Giants. And it's another one I'm not going to have. It's Raymond Monzant. That could be Ramon, but I think it's Raymond probably. So we will go to the back to the computer so we can see his card. All right. So Andy Pafko will lead off here in the top of the 7th. He is 1 for 2. Hit by a pitch. He gets a 3.55. And that's going to just miss a hit. So any worse than that 3, and Monzant would have given up a hit. But that's out number 1. So Hank Aaron is 1 for 3 today. That's a 2.52. And that's going to be a strikeout. So these low-pitched inning pitchers for the Giants are doing a pretty good job. Well, not really. They're getting through the game. So Del Crandall, he had a grand slam and a walk. And that'll be a defensive check on Whitey Lockman, who's a 3. And he will come through the check with flying colors, and that'll do it. So they go down in order here in the 7th. Time for the 7th inning stretch. New York crowd here. Probably some of them leaving early. But you never know in baseball. So we will come back to the desktop because I do have Lou Burdette's card. Oh, wait a minute. We still have... Yeah, that's right. The Giants are up, so let me switch it here. I got a little discombobulated there. So back to the desktop. So we got Lou Burdette, and we have the pitcher spot due up, so we will... I'm sure they're going to pinch hit for him. So we will roll just in case. Can't imagine this late in the game them doing that, but we'll see. You never know. Yeah, so Bill Taylor's going to come in to hit. And I'm on the wrong page. That's a left-handed hitter. He is 091 and 22 at bat so far this season. I'm pretty sure I have his card. Yep, there's our man Bill Taylor, so he will see if he can get something going for the Giants here in the 7th. Lou Burdette throwing BB so far, so that's a 5-6. Oop, and I keep putting them backward. I'm used to payoff pitch, where I want the pitcher first. Here I want him second. So that's going to be 5-6-6. That's a 48. And looks like that's going to be a fly out to center field if nobody is on. So Bruton will catch that one for out number 1. So that will bring up Whitey Lockman. He is 1 for 3. He got thrown out at third, trying to make it to third on dark single. And that's a 5-6-6. And that's going to be a 4. Looks like that's a ground ball to short. Logan will fire on to Adcock, and there are 2 away. I probably will go ahead and use this game. I don't have too many games where I'm showing the replay on the table, so even though it's not turning out to the best game ever, and I have deleted quite a few games I've recorded that just weren't very good, but I'll keep this one. So if you want to see the replay on the tabletop, this is only the 2nd game I have that. So, oh, that's out of here. So how dark? Probably out of here. Of course, with the way they're playing, yeah, that's out of here. So he hits that one, gone. So that's deep in the seat. So he got all of that one. Took out some Giant frustration on that baseball. So the Giants pull to within 8. That's home run number 12 for Al Dark. So Hank Thompson, we'll see if he can follow suit. And that's a defensive check on Eddie Matthews, who is a 2. So we got a 4-5-3. And he's able to field it cleanly and throw him out, and that'll do it. But the Giants get a run on a hit, no errors, nobody left. We go to the top of the 8th. It's 10-2. So it looks like they brought in Al Worthington. So I do have his card, so we can stay on the screen. Al Worthington. So far he is 1-0 with 2.45 ERA. He's just pitched 11 innings. So let's see. I'm pretty sure I have his card. I don't know. He had 18 innings pitched. I might not. I was thinking of another year where he had a lot more at bats. No, I don't have his card, so we will go back to the computer where we can see his card. Okay. So Danny O'Connell, we got 8, 9, and 1 due here in the 8th. So Danny O'Connell will step in first. And that's a 3-1-2. And that's a double to right field. So the troubles just continue for the New York pitching staff. Big double for O'Connell. And that'll bring up Lou Burdette. I'll go ahead and just let him hit away. And they're not expecting a bunt. So, and that's a 2-2. That's normally a hit. I think that's twice he's hit that today. But For him, it will be a fly ball to center field, and O'Connell will have to hold it first. So Bill Bruton, who is 2 for 3 with a walk. So he's having a good day. Looking to see if he can extend this lead. He gets a 3-2, which is a ballpark check. 4. So looks like 31 and up is a hit for him, and he gets a 32. So we'll see if O'Connell scores on that one or not. Then we're going to do the third base coach. So let's see what that does. We got a 25, and he is going to score a 23 rather, which is a 5. So RBI, Danny O'Connell scores from second, and that's an RBI for Bruton. That's his 24th of the year, and the Braves get their run back. So Johnny Logan, 1 out, 1 on. No base stealing thing for Bruton on this one. And that's a 3-4-6. That's a possible rare play, so we will check to see if it is. It is not. Logan's going to try to beat out a number in front of the plate. He runs at a 3, and so anything over a 3 is an out. And he gets a 4, so they get him. So they only able to get him, so Bruton will advance to second, and Logan is out 1-3 for out number 2. And that'll bring Eddie Matthews to the plate. He has hit 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, so he is having a heck of a day. So now Worthington versus Eddie Matthews. That's a 1-3-4. And that's going to be a walk. So he walks a lot. I think pretty sure he's leading the National League in walks and strikeouts. At least he was the last time I checked. So Joe Adcock with 2 out. Joe is 0 for 3 today. Still hitting 331 on the year. And that's a 4-4-6. So that's going to be a defensive check on Williams at second base. So hopefully he can make it for the Braves. There's a chance of an error. He has a 53 E rating, which is pretty good. So see if he can make it. And he does. 2, 3, 6. So he throws him out. So nice play by Williams there to keep the Braves from scoring any more than 1. And we did that on 2 hits, no errors, and left on 2. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. It is 11-2 Milwaukee. So we got Burdette still on the mound. So we will switch back to our desktop. All right, Willie Mays. Again, kind of quiet today. He will see what he can do with Lou Burdette, who is pitching a heck of a game. Mays is walked in 3 at-bats. He struck out his last plate appearance. He only has 25 strikeouts and 261 at-bats, so he don't strike out much, and that's going to be probably a home run. So let's see, 6. Oh, hang on a sec. Backspace. 6, 4, 6. So let's see. Yep, anything over a 14 is pretty much out of here. Oh, he got a 16. So I think that's going to be a 1 in 5 chance. It's not. Yep, so unless he gets a 1, he will get his. Oh, it's a 1. How about that? Poor Willie Mays. So that's a single. So just missed a homer. He hit it hard, but got on top of it a little bit and just hit a single into left. So Lou Burdette still not tired. We will do halfway here for everybody. For Monty Irvin, who is 1 for 3. And that's a 4-6-6. That'll be a second baseman. That's not who they want to hit it to. That's a possible error, though. So he is a 51. And he gets a 51, so I forget what if it's tied. So he made the play. So we get a fielder's choice, so he gets Mays at second. And there's 1 out. Monty Irvin reaches on the fielder's choice. And And that will bring up Davy Williams. So he is 1 for 2 with a walk. Still at double play depth for the Braves. And that's a 5-1-6. And that's going to be 2 with a runner on first. That just is 2 balls. If nobody was on base, that would have been a walk. So we will re-roll. So Davy Williams, 1 for 2 with a walk today. And he gets a 2-3-3. And that's a ground out to second base, but it's a slow grounder, so O'Connell can only get the runner at first. And Irvin will go on to second. So 2 out, runner on second for Don Mueller. Mueller's 1 for 3. And here's the pitch. And that's a 3-2. That's going to be another ballpark check. Looks like the Polo Grounds is not much for singles, but... And that's a 31, so that will be a fly ball to center field. And that'll do it on the 8th for the Giants. So no runs, a hit, no errors, runner left. We go to the top of the 9th. It is 11-2 Braves. Okay, so we got Worthington still on the mound, so we will go back to the ballpark so we're able to see his card. And so we got Andy Pafko to lead things off here in the top of the 9th. Mr. Pafko is 1 for 3 with a hit, being hit by a pitch. That's a 3-4-2. That's a possible rare play, so we will check to see if it is, and it's not. He's going to try to beat out a little number in front of the plate. He runs at a 3. And he gets a 1, so he beats it out. Infield single for Pafko. And the Braves get their first runner on in the 9th. And that brings up Hank Aaron. The Giants at double play depth. 5-3-6. And again, Worthington's 5 column is not where he wants to be for sure. So he walks. That's his second walk issue today. Dale Crandall, 2 on, nobody out. He already has a grand slam. And here's the pitch. That's a 5-6. So again, we're on his 5 again. And that's another walk. So he has loaded the bases. The Braves adding insult to injury. And that'll be it for Worthington. They're going to bring in Mario Piccone. And I'm pretty sure I have his card, so let me see here. Let's see, Piccone. No, I don't. He's 24 innings pitched, so I guess the cutoff for the printed cards are 25, I suppose. So it's very rare I have this many players that's not carded. So sorry about that, but we will stick with the computer screen so we can see Piccone's card. So the bases are loaded. He is no record with a 5.23 ERA, so he's not that great of a pitcher. So see what he can do with O'Connell here. They're playing back for the double play. That's a 4-1-3. And that's a single off Hank Thompson's glove, and that will score another run. RBI number 22 for Danny O'Connell. And that'll bring up Lou Burdette. Lou is 0 for 4. He did reach on an error. So again, Giants still looking for a double play here. And we get a 4-4-6. And that's another single off the fielder's glove. So that's the one few spots on Burdette's card that you could get a possible hit, and he found it. So that raises his average to 0.86. And he driven his 4th run of the day. So, Bill Bruton, we got a good old-fashioned blowout here going. Bill Bruton has got 3 hits and an RBI. And that's not good. 6-6-4. That could be out of here. He hit 4 home runs, and so that's a real good chance it is. And he gets a 64, so it's gone. So how about that? Bill Bruton with a grand slam home run. So, well, if you're going to have a blowout, you might as well just do it right. You know what I'm saying? So that will clear the bases, and it is now 17-2, Milwaukee. You know, when you're replaying a team, you wish there was some way to bottle these runs when you need them on the 2-1 games. And I know when it's all random, you have the same chance every game to do that, but that's the way I think. So that's the second grand slam today. Del Crandall hit one. And now Bill Bruton has hit one. So he's got 28 RBIs. He's got 4 hits, and he's hitting .325 for the year thanks to this good day. So still nobody out. And that's a 2-1-3. So at this point, I'm going to let the computer do all the looking up. So Logan walks. And Eddie Matthews, who has 2 home runs. No grand slams. He has a 3-runner and a 2-runner. He gets a 5.54, which is probably a walk. And that it is. So, Coney, I don't know if they'll take him out or not. So we got a action chart. And that's a 32, possible wild pitch. Rolled a 5. So that is indeed a wild pitch. So he does a good job there. So that's a walk. And everybody advances on the wild pitch. So Joe Adcock. He will have batted around once he takes his swings. That's a 2-3-4. And he hits a sacrifice fly out to center field. So sacrifice fly, that's the first out of the inning. He drives in run number 57. And Andy Pafko, who led off the inning with an infield hit, will get his second plate appearance of the inning. 18-2. It's a basketball game here. 2-5-3. And that's a fly ball to center field. Matthews will hold at second. So they get 2 out. Hank Aaron will step to the plate, and he's scored a couple runs, has a base hit. And that's a 2-5-4. And that's a fly ball to center, and that ends the inning. But not before Milwaukee gets 7 runs. 1, 2, 3, 4 base hits. That's 18 runs on 14 hits. So with all the walks, errors, the Giants committed 2 errors in the home runs. Let's see, no errors, and we left nobody on. So we go to the bottom of the 9th. It is 18-2. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave the computer up for Burdette. We can see his card there. So we'll finish out the game like that. So he starts off with Wes Westrom, the 8th hitter. He's 1 for 3. And that should be a strikeout usually. And that it is. 1 out. That's the 4th strikeout tonight by Burdette. And Percone's up, but I'm sure they're going to pinch hit for him. And they bring in Ray Cott, backup catcher. We'll take his swings. He's a right-handed hitter. He's hitting .244, so he's got, I think he's actually typically the starter. So, actually, I think him and Western probably go back and forth. But anyway, 3-1-4. And that's a double. So, Ray Cott not lying down. He doubles to right field. Pafko throws it in, but not before he is standing at second base. So, Whitey Lockman is 1 for 4. And here is the pitch from Burdette. He gets a 3-5-1. And that's lined out to Matthews. stabs it, hit hard, but right at him for out number 2. So Al Dark, last chance here for the Giants. He's 2 for 4. He does have a home run to account for the second New York run this evening. So the 3 people left in the crowd are on their feet. And that's a 6-5-4. That should do it. And it's popped up. O'Connell.
Milwaukee wins the game easily.
Yeah, you think?
Until next time, this is Replay Radio signing off.
So let's look at the damage here. So Milwaukee goes to 37-28. New York falls to 34-34. They continue their underperforming. Don Little got hammered and takes the loss. Burdette goes to 5-4. We had no injuries. The MVP was Bill Bruton. Would it be tough to pick an MVP out of all that, wouldn't it? Let's see. So Bruton had 5 RBIs. Matthews had 5 RBIs. Crandall had 4 RBIs. Bruton had 4 hits. So, yeah, I mean, if you're going to have a blowout, like I said, might as well have a good one. Burdette pitched a very good game. His ERA drops to 2.63. So let's go ahead and real quick play the other games and see if the Phillies will beat the Cubs. So again, I'm not doing anybody in the American League. So the Red Sox lose to Baltimore. Baltimore's playing pretty good in 54. This was actually their first year in Baltimore. So I would, if I had thought about it at the time, I would have done both. I would have loved to did that, but they win 1-0. So here we go. We got Paul Minner at 4-9 versus Robin Roberts. So he's 12-7 already, and we're not even at the All-Star break. Oh, no, Chicago beats Robin Roberts. Well, there's something going on with those guys. I do know I did the trades where whoever played on the most is where they went, so maybe they got the best of a trade. But Hank Sauer's leading the NL in home runs with 24, so he hit his 24th today. So Cincinnati at Brooklyn. Brooklyn takes that one. Tommy Lasorda with the win. How about that? And Joe Nuxall with the loss. 2 players who are pretty famous for their after-playing days. New York at Detroit, and they take care of the Tigers 5-4. The A's at Cleveland, and Cleveland wins that one easily. Early win goes to 8-6. St. Louis at Pittsburgh. Well, Pittsburgh are bad. I mean, we just took 3 of 4 from them, and they typically are very bad, but they win today, 6-3 over St. Louis. And then we got Washington at Chicago, and Chicago is 47-19. So they are just killing it in the American League. So anyway, that it leaves us 5 games out of, or a half a game rather, out of first at 37-28. So exciting game. Like I said, it's a blowout, but it was kind of fun to watch the the runs add up. So I appreciate it, and I will see you next time.